For us all to think about. We're still 2 months out from San Francisco's primary elections, but the battle is already heating up over a public safety measure that many of you will be voting on. It's Proposition E. It would provide police with new crime-fighting tools. Our Lauren Toms heard from one father who says the changes are needed after a very scary experience in his own neighborhood.
Not one cop in 30 minutes.
It's been 4 months since this frightening scene outside Jim Riley's house. He says he watched in fear as hundreds of motorcycles and ATVs whizzed by, and not a cop in sight.
They can't pursue, they can't use drones.
He's echoing concerns about police staffing shortages and access to technology that could help keep the city safe.
This would have been a perfect example of why they're needed and why they'd be a deterrent or a tool to capture bad guys.
Riley says officers didn't respond until the parade of vehicles had passed. He was on his own to protect his son with special needs.
He took his first steps on the sidewalk in front of our house. He learned to ride a two-wheeler in front of our house. And that has been our ultimate safe zone. And it was like taken away that day.
Stories like this are fueling a new debate over police tactics and police technology. Proposition E that goes before the voters in March could relax restrictions on police pursuits. It could also allow officers use of drones and give freedom for the department to install cameras at select intersections.
And it's just one more tool to kind of level the playing field.
Tracy McCrae heads the city's largest police union. She says officers are not only stretched thin across the city, but have also called for high-tech gear to ease their workload.
We need more tools. So when we feel the pursuit has crossed that threshold to be more dangerous than, maybe apprehending them at the time, it'd be nice if we could lift a drone up, right, and say, okay, they can follow.
But critics say the policy could overturn years of guardrails protecting citizens from surveillance and police misconduct.
This proposition isn't about whether police can use surveillance. They currently can if they have safety policies. This proposition rips those safety policies away and allows police to expand and deploy dangerous surveillance technologies and more easily be able to hide use of force incidents.
The ACLU argues Prop E could also reduce independent oversight of the police force. But for Riley, his priority is set on prevention, even if that means greater access for police.
I think we're at a point where we're living in a different world. This is a different city. This is a different neighborhood than it was previously.
Hopeful for a movement that could bring extra protections to his neighborhood.
More on Proposition E that goes before voters in March, and it's supported by Mayor London Breed. Among other things, it would cut down on mandated paperwork for police, which officers say could free up more officers to patrol the streets. It would also allow police to use high-tech tools like drones and license plate readers. A more controversial component would loosen policies on pursuits, which could potentially lead to more chases through the city.